Roll.
All right, questions?
Yes.
Right here in front right, Ryan.
Willie, is lethal simplicity the definition, kind of handing the ball to Royce and some of these other guys and just let them do their thing?
It's pretty simple, huh? Yeah, you can't get any simpler than that, than just kind of feed your studs. Give them the ball and let them do what they do best. It was good to see Royce go out and have the game that he did. It was good to see our O-line play the way they did. And I think whenever you have rushing yards like that, it says a lot about your receivers, and I thought our guys did a good job on the perimeter.
Right here in the middle, Aaron.
Coach, can you talk about your emotions exiting the tunnel with all the smoke leading up to, before the smoke was even gone, Tony Brooks-James was running back, just sprinting down the sideline, showing that old quarterback speed. What was going through your mind and your body during both those times?
Well, we're in the tunnel. Couldn't wait to get out of the tunnel for a while, and then I heard the motorcycle, and then got goosebumps, and I was ready to go. Then I wanted to put on some pads and go out there at that time, and then to run out to a crowd like that was big time, and then when you start the season off with a kickoff return, that's always great momentum, and get you going to start the game off. That was good overall by everybody.
On the right, Kristen.
After that kickoff return, sidelines the entire game were looked like a dance party over there. What was the energy like coming from your team throughout the game?
Those guys were fired up. We always talk to our players about everybody on our team have. Hold on, time out. Hold on. It's my time. It's my time. I know you did your thing. Ask that question again. I'm sorry.
It looked like a dance party on the sideline. Yeah. How was the energy?
It was a lot of energy. It wasn't artificial. It was the real juice. It was the real deal. But we always talk to our guys about everybody has a role on this team, and we want everybody to do a great job at that role. And some of those guys that wasn't playing, we want them to make sure they locked into the game and have a lot of energy, a lot of motion, and we just really feel like enthusiasm is contagious. Our guys on the field, they see that, and our fans see it, everybody, and they get excited and get into the game. That's just kind of how we practice, that's how we play, and that's kind of who we want to be.
Front left, Matt.
You're up 42-7 in about 2 minutes. You got the 21 points. What was your message at halftime, and how did you feel like they handled the third quarter to start the game?
We're better in third quarter. A little disappointed there at the end of the second quarter to give up a touchdown there and then come out and give up that turnover on the kickoff return. We were just playing sloppy, but I thought at halftime our guys made some adjustments. Coach Levitt made some adjustments on the defense, and we played a lot better there in the second half. Guys tackled a little better in the second half, but we had to do a better job with the penalties. Just too many penalties, too many pass interference penalties, and they're not just penalties; they're huge penalties. They're 15-yarders at times, and that just can't happen. We got out of this game with it, but we can't go forward that way.
Steve, middle back.
Will, what were your concerns after their first drive? They go down there pretty easily to tie it up after you've scored, but then what was kind of your concerns after that? And then how did you think your defense answered kind of those next few to kind of steady it out a little bit?
I just wanted our DBs to play tighter. We were playing like we was going against Randy Moss. We backed off so much. Just wanted those guys to get tighter and play a little more aggressive. And I thought the second series, once they got back out there, we started to do that and did a good job. I thought our guys did a good job of stopping the run, which always helped. But I thought, playing tighter coverage really helped us.
In the back, Scott.
Question was asked a lot this week about what can you get out of a game like this going against an opponent like Southern Utah without having even watched the film as you sit here now. What did you take away from that big victory?
I thought our guys were ready to play. I felt that way all week, and our guys went out and performed the way that they should have, and again, it wasn't as pretty as we would like for it to be, but there's a lot of things we can correct, but I thought our guys went and took care of business like they're supposed to and got the win.
Right, back, Nicole.
Hi, Coach. You made it clear throughout the spring and the summer that you expected Justin to step up as a leader. How do you think he did today, and what will be your feedback to him going into next week?
continue to do what you're doing. Was what I tell him. I was really impressed with him. I told him about the game. I was proud of him. Thought he was efficient throwing the football. We didn't have to throw it much, but when he did, he was efficient doing it. I thought his energy, his excitement was really good, especially on the sideline. I seen him talking to a lot of his teammates, and that was great. You know, Justin is getting better every single day. He's doing everything we asked of him, and we have a football team that's willing to play for him. And I think whenever you get that as a quarterback, there's a lot of good things that happen for you. So I tell Justin to continue to do what you've been doing over these last few weeks, which he's been dynamite. I mean, and tell him don't stop. Whatever he's drinking, whatever time he's going to bed, go to bed that time next week too. And whatever you're doing, keep doing it, buddy.
Grandman, Steve.
What do you take away from this game, positive and negative, using it as a building block for next week and throughout the rest of the season?
Take the win from this game, which is a positive. Always great to get the first victory, and always good to take care of business. I told our guys it's never about our opponents. It's always about the way we play. And I thought our guys came out and played well enough to win. The negative are the penalties. You know, we got to get better with those penalties. Do a better job with those. You know, we can correct the penalties again. I think the game is even different than what it was.
On the right, Tyson.
Willie, where does this game fit into the vision that you pitched Royce Freeman back in December in Imperial?
Great, because we got the win. We got the W. We needed the W. We got the W. It was my first W taking over a program, the first game, and we got the win finally. That's pretty cool. But I think our football team is exactly where we need to be. You know, we got a W. You hear it all the time. It's so true that you can see a lot of improvement from game 1 to game 2, and that's what we expect for our guys to come out and get better. Let's learn from our mistakes, which there were a lot in this game. Let's learn from it and continue to get better.
Back right, Hayden.
Willie, just kind of curious what your Sunday schedule is, kind of the day after a game. How much of it is looking back at the game the night before, and how much of it is looking towards the next opponent?
We're gonna go and we'll watch this film and grade it. We'll practice, and then we'll move on to Nebraska. But it's work. It's go time. That's in the season. It doesn't stop. Wake up tomorrow. What's crazy about this? We work our tails off all week long. You're so fired up about 3 hours. You get a win, and we try to celebrate for 24 hours. We have a 24-hour rule. And then you go back to work. It's like, geez, all these days for this little bit of time, and then it's back. Crazy business. But we love it. You gotta love it. So it's back to work.
Front left back.
Troy Dyson to be everywhere on defense. His position change, I feel like he did it his first time in that role.
I thought he did a good job. Like you said, he was all over the field. He was playing with a lot of motion, and I thought his teammates was feeding off of that. And thought Troy showed us that he can play inside linebacker, and he's one of those kids probably can play anywhere we put him on the defense. And but it was good to see him come out and have the game that he did, and showing up that he don't plan on having a sophomore slump. That's for sure.
Front right, AJ.
Coach, we saw some good quarterback play from your guys today. Talk about the quarterback play and then your decision to have Taylor Alley do the second string.
Like I said, I thought our quarterback played well. It was good to see Taylor get in there and move the ball and get the offense in the end zone. We put Taylor in there. We just felt like with those guys being close, him and Braxton, and Taylor being a senior and Braxton being a freshman, it would just be smart to put Taylor in there where they both were so close when it came to the competition of the second string quarterback position. So that's why we did a good job.
Middle, Eric.
Much has been said about and written about the offensive line, how great it could be. Did they deliver in your estimation today and be as dominant as you hoped they would be? And then the second part, not playing Braxton, is that an indication that maybe the goal is to redshirt him if possible?
I wouldn't say that about the Braxton deal. Again, we'll see how it plays out as we move forward. Right now, we're not thinking about redshirting anybody right now. And I lost your other question.
Offensive line with that dominance.
Yeah, I thought they did what they were supposed to. And let me see. I thought we had a lot of rushing yards there. Let's see here. Yeah, about 348, 350. Yeah, I think they did a good job. they did a good job. No, but overall, again, it starts there. And those guys open those holes for Royce and Kanai and Tony, and they did a good job of protecting Justin. I think we had one sack there toward the end, but they did a good job protecting him as well. So I thought they did well enough, and again, we want them to get better. We got a better opponent coming next week, so I think that's going to say a lot about our football team come next week.
We got some players queuing up, so just a couple of more, Austin.
Willie, is that the game ball you got there? You guys give it to you in the locker room?
Yes, sir. Got
What
the
does that
game
seem
ball.
like?
Check that out. Pretty sharp. Like that. You say what it means to me?
Yeah, and what does that seem like?
It means a lot. One, it means a lot when your players give you something. You're always giving them something, and again, they come out of nowhere and say, "We want to present the game ball to you, coach." And again, it's special to me because, again, it's my third time taking over a program, and the last two I lost the first ball game. So taking this job over, and our players going out and play a fantastic game and help secure the victory and give us that first win. Pretty big time. Just going up in the office and pointing to it every time somebody walk in there. That's the first game right there, buddy.
Last question here, Warren.
Willie, there's no question you guys can score. Maybe if you talk about your defensive line and your linebacker play, you already talked about the corners playing off, but how well, I think they had 5 sacks, the D-line did, and how well did the D-line and the linebackers play?
I thought they played well. I thought those guys, one, they did a good job of slowing down the run, which is always important, and again, I think we do a better job of containing the quarterback. I think sometimes we gave up containing and allowed them to get more yards. But I thought overall our D-line played well. They played with a lot of motion and did a great job of straining through blocks and getting tackles for loss or getting a sack here and there. But I thought overall those guys played well. And we got to get better. We'll keep going back to the pass interference because we've had 5 of them. And again, some of them was on third down. So if you don't get those penalties, then the defense aren't out there to allow them to get more yards. So we got to get better there at DBs, playing the ball and not getting the pass interference. But I thought overall our D-line and linebackers played well.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you all. I'm losing my voice. Appreciate y'all. Be safe going home tonight.
Got players. Ready for the first 3?